Welcome to Passion to Prosperity, Career and Business Workshop. If you have a passion or you don't know what that passion is, should you be self-employed or should you work for somebody else? And if all of the above or none of the above, or one of the two, then what and how should you go about doing it? This is what we answer in this workshop. Enjoy. We're going to start a spiritual practice to learn to teach yourself what is your soul's mission. What is your soul's destiny? Why are you here? And in order to utilize that, once you know, it has to become a part of your daily life, whether it's your career, your hobby, or just something that you personally do for yourself or others. This is what's very important. So let's start with an exercise. And then I'm going to be teaching you different tools that I have found online that are free or very inexpensive so that you can get your business or your career started. And this is part of manifesting. Number 1, let's take 3 deep breaths. Three deep breaths. 1, 2, 3. Now let everything out. And what I want you to do, you can do this in silence. You can take your journal or just a piece of paper. I want you to put your hand on your heart. One hand on your heart, but close to your neck area. Okay? So in the chest area. And then one on your head, close to the front here. And I want you to feel that. You can feel the energy right away. There's just like the coherence going on right away. Say to yourself, please let me know what my mission and my destiny is in this lifetime. What is my destiny and my mission? I may understand this in a variety of ways that will come to me unexpectedly. Through a message, through a conversation, a new learning, through dreams. Now you may wake up with answers without remembering a dream. You want to set this intention every day for 7 days and journal whatever experiences you have. You may set up a mantra that you make up for yourself. I know what my destiny is for me. It is my destiny. I own it. I own my destiny. Before you go to sleep, just ask yourself, why am I here? Higher self, speak to me, talk to me. Soul self, higher consciousness, all-knowing energy. Speak to me, tell me. It may do it in this way where it actually tells you what it is not. So you can go down a list right now. You can do a muscle testing. You can have somebody else do muscle testing for you. You can do your own muscle testing. You can research that. One of them is holding your fingers like this and trying to get them apart. I don't personally trust that one. I'd rather have somebody else do muscle testing for me, but keep the question to yourself. They don't need to know what the question is. You don't want any interference. And you go, is my job for me? If you don't do muscle testing, you're going to feel this in your gut. Your gut will tell you yes or no. It'll feel anxiety or anxiousness, or it'll feel butterfly, happiness. If you feel nothing, you ask, do I need to do this as a hobby? Do I need to do this as a volunteer situation? What does that feel like? That's important to understand too. Now I will put a little plug in here. You guys know, my clients, that when I do readings, I tell you what it is. I tell you what that destiny is. And if you have enough time with me and we focus on that, then we can develop a strategy that comes to me through your birth chart, fine timelines, and, my downloads that I receive, my knowings. If you want to research it for yourself astrologically, you look at your north node, your 10th house. If you know what time you were born, you look at your MC, your second house, your 6th house, and your 10th house. And sometimes your moon. Okay, so write this all down in your journal, and you can stop right here and just start figuring out what you can start with process of elimination. What don't I want? And then what do I want? And I caution you to try to refrain from labeling what that looks like. I'm making so much money. I'm working with a certain person. I'm doing a certain thing. I'm working from home. I'm working in an office. I want you to more label how it feels. I feel satisfied. I feel content with my financial situation. Not that I feel content that I make a lot more money. No, that's not it. I feel content with my financial circumstances. I'm at peace. I'm content. I feel a sense of satisfaction, creativity, connection, teamwork, privacy. I'm working alone, enjoying it. All these things. Okay, so in the next section, we're going to be talking about the different types of tools that you can use. We're first going to start off with those that have an online presence. You're a spiritual teacher, you're a spiritual educator or practitioner, or even just a creative practitioner or entertainer of sorts, anything where you're going to have an online presence. These are the tips I'm going to give you for that. Okay, we want to save money. We want to save time. And this is what this is intended to do for you in the next section. The next one after that, we'll talk about people that don't intend on going on their own or self-employed in any way. They just want to find their niche within the community of employment right now. And AI is changing everything. And I'll talk about that next. Here we're going to talk about social media. You need to have a social media presence, whether you're selling something, you're a service, any kind of production. People need to know who you are and where you're at. And even if you're local and you're just selling flowers down the street to your local environment, that's okay. You still want an online presence. And when it comes to social media, if it's something as simple as I'm selling widgets in my store down the street, then you can just have Instagram. It's more of a daily musing of what your life is like as a flower shop boutique. But if you want to more send information so that people realize you have answers to questions that they need answers to, then you want to present this in a stronger platform, which is also Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. That takes a lot of time, you might say. And there is a couple of platforms, and I'm still researching a third one where you can automate this. But that I will tell you is not cheap. It's not cheap at all for the automation. However, if you use Substack, with Substack, you just sign up for a free Substack account and you can do 4 different things, actually maybe 5 different things on Substack. It can be just a blog. You can do podcast blogs. You can do video blogs. And you can also do what's called notes. It's kind of like sending a message to everybody. And when you do a podcast, you can set it up so it automates to Apple and automates to Spotify. And you can get the RSS feed on your Substack to go to your podcast tab, then settings, and copy your RSS feed and URL. This is a bit technical. You can set up a quick session with me and I can walk you guys through it if that's something that's important to you, but that would be like setting up a reading. We could just do a whole hour of business and collect all of this stuff that I've done here, personalize it to your business and get you going on that. Or you can YouTube it and you can go through the learning curve yourself. Okay. The other one that may be a bit easier, a lot more seamless if you don't want to have a blog, you don't want to turn it into a podcast or anything, is you can use Spotify for Creators. So Spotify for Creators, I used that before. I don't use it now. Now I'm using Substack. But this is where you sign in, you can do your podcasting, or you can do video, and it too will go to Apple and it'll go to Spotify, right? It's going to go to those 2 places. They're both somewhat free. If you want to upgrade, you can upgrade, but Substack is free and Spotify is free as well. There might be some bells and whistles that you could buy and purchase, but I never needed them. You don't need them. The automation part, that's where it can get tricky, expensive, is repurpose. And like I said, this is kind of a leveling up, definitely a leveling up around it. And the pricing is expensive. We're looking at, see how they do it per day. Like, come on, guys. We're looking at monthly. Okay. So you're looking like $80 a month, $35 a month. I'm Canadian. So $35 a month is over $40, $45 a month. That's too much for me. I did pay 1 year. So I've still got a few months left, but I'm probably not going to upgrade that because it's over $500 a year for me. But it is awesome because it does automate I usually do stuff on TikTok and it automates to YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook. It will put it into a YouTube short. It'll split it up into smaller clips and send it to anywhere I want it to, my Facebook profile, my Facebook page. Like I could go on Pinterest. They've got an enormous list of social medias that it can be automated to. And you don't do nothing. You just do it once in one place. Like you could do it once in Instagram and then it'll migrate everywhere else. Right? So this is important. Now, if you're someone who wants to just give information, you need to start sharing this information with people. You've got to start somewhere. Now, a lot of people get nervous at this point. Don't get nervous. Okay. The fact, and I wish this was true. I wish that if I put something out there, the whole world would be seeing me. I wish. I'm lucky if when I first started, if I got 1 or 2 views, and it's usually because I sent a link to somebody, you're not going to get that many views that fast unless you really push your product and you're consistent. Consistency is important. TikTok, they say 3, 4, 5 times a day. Instagram, 3 or 4 times a day. YouTube could be once a day, could be once a week. All right. You want to do at least consistency. If you can do lives on YouTube or TikTok, a lot of people like that too. They like to engage with you and connect with you. And if you're nervous at first, then just go out there and don't tell anybody. Or do some videos on YouTube and make it, and on Instagram and make them private Only people with a direct link will be able to see it, just so that you get less and less and less nervous. Usually we're nervous because we care about what other people think, or we're perfectionists, or we think we have nothing to say to anybody. Who do I think I am? Right? So getting through that nervousness is a part of your spiritual growth. Now, if you want to build a website, there's a lot of places that you can go. If you have something to sell, then Shopify is probably your best bet. But if it's anything else, unless you want to blog, Substack is a great place. You can actually point your URL to Substack and it can be your entire website. And it's your newsletter. That's the great thing about Substack is that whoever subscribes, like me, I give a 20% off deal, right? But they have to subscribe to my Substack to get it. Then they get emails from me. You don't have to email every single post that you make, which I don't. I will probably do it about once a week, maybe twice a week, max posting that you guys get. But then there can be a paid subscriber level too, and they get different deals and different specials, which I have as well. If you sign up, I think it's $5 a month, right? And that seems to be the basic thing. Now, Patreon can be very similar, or Discord. I like Patreon a bit better than Discord, but they're all membership sites and they will get your emails. Through email, they'll get whatever you post. So it saves you a lot of money in email services and it's unlimited. That's go for the freebies. Now, looking for a website that's just plain, like I have mine on this card, CARRD, and it points to my Substack for my blog and my newsletter. So Card is super cool. Like literally, it costs you $9 for a year. A year. I know. It's crazy. So this is it here. And you can build one-page sites for pretty much anything, but you can build multiple page sites as well. And as you can see, it's free. You can get a free version. You can get a 7-day pro option. The pro option is the most expensive, but it's $49 for the year. Like, hello, no big deal, right? But you don't really, I did the $19 one for the year and I got everything I needed from that. I didn't need any more, but you can try the pro out, and the pro kind of has some HTML coding options. I was able to do some HTML. It's got a little bit of coding. So this is what you want to do here. I'll show you my back end. So right here, and that was repurposed that you just saw. So this is a test site that I'm doing, but this is my website that I've built here, and I'm building my podcasting website next. But this is basically a test site that I wanted to show you guys. And you can pick from a lot of different templates. So let's start that from scratch very quickly. I'm going to do, and I think the $19 one allows me to have 5 separate websites. Yeah, you can use it for all different reasons, right? So let's say you want a secure portfolio. Like these are all of them. These are all the choices you have. Now, if you pay, then you can get some of the premiums, but you can try for the free ones and you can look at the demos and you can see that this is already very nicely done. And it's going through some sort of a questionnaire option. Do you really want this? Is this what you're interested in? Right? It gives you you can actually change the the mobile version of it as well. We're not going to select that one. And this one I really liked. I was almost tempted to pick this one. But if you want something like bright and light, this is very simple, kind of like a Linktree. And I'm going to talk to you guys about that one soon. Here's the demo. And it's just got all kinds of bells and whistles for you. And it's just, and they don't pay right away. So here they have an HTML, an embedded form. And this is where I would put my Acuity embedded thing. So we will look at that later, Acuity. And there's other options of, you can add a timer, like there's a deadline for a for a seminar that you're having. And you can move this anywhere you want. See that? I could put it there. And I might want to put something here, here's the deadline. And I can decide when that is, December 2nd, there. And it's giving me 2 days. Well, this one's not. Probably will show when, if I were to publish it, it would show. Some things don't show right away. I could do this big event and da-da-da. And then so you could link this to your cutie. Maybe that's where you're going to collect money for the event. You can link it to your PayPal. And that's what they're asking here, like mail to, right? That could be mail me for more information. It could be a URL. There's pretty much anything. And you can change it. You can change the color of an icon. There's a little icon on there. You see I changed the color, but maybe I want to make it bright yellow. See how it's turning green, it's turning blue, it's turning bright red, right? And I'm going to leave it at that there. So it's a very good, very clean, very easy, right? You go over to here. So you can YouTube this. You can find, I can add a page if I want. So you can find other options, but this is the one that I use for free. My Acuity, it's not free. You're looking at, I don't know, I think I pay $29 a month because I have more than one calendar. If you only have one calendar, it's a lot cheaper than that. It's like $9 or something. But I have more than one calendar because I have different appointment types, as you can see here. These are all my appointment types. This can get a little crazy because here are my coupons. Like when you guys have a coupon and the coupon knows what it's attached to and where it's going to go. Okay, so you guys can check that out. That's a great option. It collects all the data. So for instance, if I have somebody in there, I can do a drop down. I can look at the history and I can see every time I've had an appointment with them and my notes, etc. There's intake forms are all here. There's different intake forms for different programs that I have, right? So that's super cool too. If you want to present some audio for people and you're not really sure how to get it on YouTube, but it's only audio, then you're going to use EchoWave.io, and that is free as well. And you can record, and I'll give you the most amazing place to record. It gives you top-notch studio recording, and it's free as well. Now, this one here. It allows you to download a video. I could edit a video. I can have my templates. I thought it was just audio only, but I guess you can do video as well. So if I were to have my dashboard, these are some of the ones that I've done already here. Okay, and this is where you can create one that is just audio alone. Okay, so this one here. Let's take a look at my prediction that I made in 2024, in the spring of 2024. So it's just an image. Future careers in 2025. And it has this really cool thing because I did an audio. Are you ready for change? And then I can put it on YouTube because YouTube won't accept just audio, right? It has to come with a video. And you can there's different templates and you can do different things. So that one's free. So it's EchoWave. Where you can get like the best sound ever is here. That's one that I've done. And you go into production. So there's a lot of different things you can do here, but maybe bugger around here and see what you can do. But here you can record, and I'm going to start recording. And as I'm recording, it's, monitoring my recording and it's doing whatnot. And then I'm going to proceed. And basically, I just do voice cleaner, keep music. But let's say you didn't want the music anymore. You wanted some sound effects. You wanted to, I don't know, automatic chapters and summary and transcripts. I haven't used that one yet, but that's super cool. And cut filler words, coughs, silences. So you can upload something and go like I was, take that out and remove that. But usually I just do the voice cleaner, start production. This isn't going to take long because it's like 10 seconds. And it processes it. Now, here's the trick, okay? This is why it's free. Not always, but more than often, it adds this its own commercial. It'll be audiophonics.com. And you can erase that. You can put it in wherever you want, and you can erase it. And there's a few other free places where you can take this and erase it. So you would download it here. right? And then that's going to go to my download. Now, if you want to edit it and you don't have an MP3 editing software on your computer, then you can go to what's called 123. It's 123apps.com. And there's video editors here. There's logo, remove logo, add logo. And then there's audio. Trim audio is what you would pick. And it's really easy. You just upload it. You can change the volume. You can make it louder. And you can change the speed. What I use a lot too is CapCut. This one's free. This is the desktop version. I find it a lot less finicky than the web-based version. So this is free. Now, do not upgrade it. Upgrade it. It'll say, we have a new upgrade, beta. We fixed this, we fixed that. Don't do it, because I made that mistake and I'm beyond it now. But you guys will win from this. It'll keep bugging you. Just keep skipping it, because every time it updates, it takes free stuff away and makes it paid. So eventually you're like, I can't do anything on here. So don't do it. Got this great library of stuff, right? And this one, all the little purple things means it's not free. It's paid for. And you can get your own as well. So let's say this one is a really pretty water, and I'm going to record a meditation. I'm going to record a meditation pretending that I'm walking along the beach, and the water and the waves are amazing, soothing and soft. And this looks just like Mexico, where I used to go. It literally looks exactly like the beach, and where I would sit on those rocks. It looks exactly like Playa del Carmen. And you're resting and listening to the waves, and look at how beautiful that is. And then you stop, right? So then you just click out of it. You X out here. And now if I wanted it to sound like super great, then I would use the audio recording software that I just showed you, and I would plunk it into here and then add a bunch of images. And then here you can add more audio. They have music you can add. This one's and you can save like your favorites. These are my favorites. So I'm going to add that, and I'm going to drag it over here. I can add text, which is super cool right there. Meditation. I can choose from standard ones right there. I can animate it. These are few and far between. There's a lot that you can't get, but this is one of my favorite ones. I can slow that down. I'm going to record a meditation. See? And there's the out. I can have it just blink out if I want. I can lengthen it here, down here, and then you can listen. I'm going to record a meditation pretending that I'm walking along the beach. The water and the waves. I'm going to go, oh my gosh, I can't hear myself because the music's too loud. So I just go over to this volume here. While this is deleted, I go here. I go to, you can change the voice too, but I can go to volume and I just turn it down. And that's turning down the music volume. And then I'm going to choose this one. I'm going to turn it down. And let's see. Sometimes I do that. It's not where I used to go. It literally looks exactly like the beach and where I would sit on those rocks. See? And it's free and it's totally cool. And then you can export it out and you can send it to TikTok. It'll give you an option right here. Let me get rid of this. Move this around. You export it. It's going to make 2 versions of it. And that's it. The second version will be down here. It'll be just like MP3. It'll be a TikTok version too, and it will share to your TikTok if you like. I tend to download it, but that's up to you. Now, another great freebie that I want to share with you guys is Pixels, and this is where you can get like awesome videos and photos. There's also Pixel Bay, but I like this one because I can get I find that they're higher caliber of images, and I can also get loop videos. And I like, for my meditations, I like to have the loop ones. So this is a loop one. This is a loop one. So you can play it over and over and over again, and it's going to have a similar vibe to it. It's not going to jump, jump, jump. It's going to flow together, right? Okay, that's enough. So there you go. If you now looking at brick and mortar business, you obviously need all this stuff too. You need a lot of it. Like if you don't have a social media presence, you look on YouTube and you've got people that are like, I just contacted a mortgage broker today, seeing if they take investors, which means we have the money and people borrow our money. And I found him on YouTube. Like he's local and he's a mortgage broker and he talks about mortgages and lending and he talks about what's going on in Canada with the real estate, and he has guests on, and he's got about like 50, 60,000 subscribers because he's giving information that a lot of people want to check out. You could be chiropractors are on there, eyelash technicians, like it's anything that you do. And people come to you because you're a source of information for them. You're a source of education for them. And that's what matters. That's what you do. Now, if you're wanting to, and we're going to do this in the next segment, we're going to talk about just if you're not wanting to be self-employed and you don't want to do your passion as a hobby. And even if it's as a hobby, you can do all this stuff for entertainment, right? Or once a week. If you're a healer, I always tell healers like once a week or once a month, go and volunteer in a soup kitchen or volunteer somewhere. And because if you're an accountant in your day job, you're not able to do a lot of healing that way. Then you do it through your volunteer work. If you're creative and you're meant to like bring in source and in the muse of creativity, then it might be a hobby of yours, a creative outlet. And you're not going to make a ton of money making bracelets of hope, but you might donate them and it just fills you with joy, right? And passion. As for a career, we'll talk about that next. Okay, let's deep dive into the career. So as for careers, there's a new concern now with careers in AI. And there are sites where you can go, what kind of jobs are going to surpass AI? Like it'll make it through. And what I've been researching is like plumbing, electrician, hairdressers, dental work. These types of things will kind of blue collar or manual labor are going to last the longest through it, but probably maybe 5 to 10 years. In the meantime, you want to take a look at jobs where you can be an assistant in the AI technology world, and that will be your job, and you might re-educate yourself. That being said, you don't have to be highly tech savvy to get in the AI world. You'll be very surprised. Actually, use AI to find out, ChatGPT, what jobs without having an education can I do in the world of AI? And there's tons. Teachers are going to discover this very soon. That there's technology that's going to help a lot of neurodivergent students, and they're going to bring people in that are going to share and educate and work with integrating this technology into the education system. Right? So they're not teachers, and you're not the one that built this technology or even know how to program the technology, but you took a course or you've been educated yourself on it. These are important jobs to have. If you want to find out, though, what your passion is, again, I teach that when I work with my clients. You can do other things too, like Myers-Briggs, or there's the color personality. There's all kinds of go-to questionnaire types online, and you can find out where you lie in that career department. If you're feeling antsy or itchy or just irritated or aggravated or just bored and no passion anymore about the career that you're in, your soul knows that it's on its way out. This career, this job is on its way out, and it's time for me to find something else that I'm passionate about. The only thing that holds you back and most people back is being slave to the wage and the almighty paycheck. You don't want to go there either. You don't want to say, I'm not quitting this job because I'll never get another job that makes as much money. No, that's not the way to go. And often when I talk with clients, I'll go like, I'm seeing your husband makes pretty good money and that you'll probably get some unemployment for a while. Oh yeah, I'll be okay for 4 months, 5 months, and we can survive on my husband's income. I just don't want to. Okay, well, that's a different story, right? Don't say can't. That's not a way to manifest. Can't. Manifesting world source does not like the word I cannot, right? I choose not to. I would prefer to make my own income and not rely on my husband. I prefer to have a solid job before I quit another job. But can't is not, that is not a vocabulary. It is, I choose not to. And when you talk about it that way, it kind of changes things up a bit, doesn't it? Yeah. So we're going to take a look at different types of AI. You can research it. You can literally use AI, ChatGPT, to figure that out for yourself. let's add Linktree here. With Linktree, just Google it, get a Linktree account, and then you just start adding these buttons. And all these buttons go to your social media, your website, your calendar, your book, everywhere. You can send them in all different directions. You can put this on your TikTok, your YouTube, your website, or your Instagram. And here is where you're going to make your thumbnails. You can also make posters or advertisements. There's a ton of things you can do here, but this is where I make my thumbnails for my Instagram and for my YouTube. Sign up at Adobe Express. I hope it helps you out. And so if you are ready to birth your new career, your new job, you're already feeling lost or confused, or you're not sure where to go with it, then give me a call. Let's do a one-on-one and let's work on getting this started. I've helped so many people in the world of business grow their passion and make it sustainable and something that's tangible that also gives them a living and their passion at the same time. If you're intuitive, if you're psychic, what are your psychic intuitive skills? Get a reading done with me too, even a 15-minute one, so I can hone in on what they are. It's amazing how many hundreds of different types of healer jobs. Okay, and tap into that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. Go ahead and share this with anyone you know, and leave your comments below, and we'll see you soon.